What's up, baby dolls? So I'm going to address a few things from the latest Richard Hart video. I've got more coverage and stuff coming out later. I watched the video and everything is fine by me. There's nothing new to really gain from it. A couple of people are misinterpreting his tone. Obviously, PulseChain hitting new all-time lows, everything dog poop. But pretty much, I guess, some people interpreted Richard Hart's comments as abandonment from the core coins because he used words such as, we tried stuff, it didn't work, we got to try other things. They're thinking that is failure, but it's not failure, dude. I've told you this 50,000 times. Richard doesn't control the business cycle. The infrastructure is built. We correlate with Ethereum, which correlates with the Russell 2000, which correlates with business ISM. It is the business cycle, right? Altcoins are super extreme, long duration risk. We need all the traffic lights to turn green. That's why when we win, you don't get a 2x. You don't get 30% gain like stonks, okay? You get 20x, 30x, 50x if it works out. But if it doesn't work out, wrecked, thin liquidity. That's the part we are in now, okay? So I don't think he's abandoned anything. Because he's got a new Proof X sacrifice, friends, you got to understand how billionaires work, dude. They don't sit on their ass when they make one thing. They're constantly trial and erroring, okay? That's what he's doing. He's constantly doing stuff, trying to figure out, hey, what works? What's new things we can do? See, you probably have a job. You probably are like, DCAing. You're looking at other stuff. You're like killing time. You got to understand when people like your entrepreneurs, their killing time is trying to find new product market fit for stuff. You don't do that in your spare time. That's what they do. That's what they're doing. They're like, hey, let's try this. Let's try that, right? That's what they're doing because they're always looking at these big upside, wide market demographic stuff. That's what he's doing. It just, because he's focusing on a new thing. Friends, it's kind of like, okay, when you see Elon Musk working on SpaceX, that's like saying, oh, he's no longer going to give any attention to Tesla. No, it's just while Tesla's running this autopilot for a 3-month period, he's doing other things in the meantime. There is synergy there. Okay, it's just most people can't see it because, you're holding, say, core coins. What I've noticed as well, a lot of people who are holding PulseChain, PulseX, just Hex only, who are like anti-pDAI, a lot of you guys are stressed if you're just in them because I noticed, right, in Richard Hart's latest video, he did not say, we could go up 10,000x any moment, or we could do this, we could do that. Instead, what are people seeing there? You're focusing on, like, the fact that he says, we've got to try other stuff. The market cap is heavy. There's a lot of sellers. That's what everybody's focusing on. But that's because we've had 5 red monthly candles down in a row, man. So I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Yeah, this is an abomination. I don't blame you, yeah. But you got to remember as well, man, I'm not making an excuse for anyone, but Dogecoin hit 90 billion market cap in 2021. Cardano hit 100 billion. Okay, zero tech. Yeah, when we bought into PulseChain SAC, it was 1.6 billion market cap. You know what I mean? Like you saw stuff with like transaction per second 1 TPS from Cardano and zero technology in Dogecoin. They hit 90 and 100 billion market cap. Right, and then BNB is literally just a fork of Ethereum EVM, nothing else just slapped on. You're like, whoa, that also hit 100 billion. And XRP, by the way, hit 100 billion in 2021. All 4 of them hit 100 billion. So like, we got in at 1.6 billion for PulseChain SAC. Now, obviously, we learned, right, that was euphoria. But man, like, it sucks, PulseChain down to 278 million market cap. What can we do, man? Here's the thing, friends, as well. I'd like to invite you to think about something. What's your alternative? Where would you go? Where would you go? I'd like to ask, what other community are you going to go to? Like, you're selling low to go buy something else low, Just to think about it, there's no option, friends. There's no option. It's as you get to see me. That's why I show you all the time, man. There's business cycle stuff and there's global liquidity stuff. We are altcoins, okay? Bitcoin is global liquidity stuff. Same as gold. Same as stocks. Yeah? Bitcoin's got a bit more risk outside of them, yeah? But also has a lot of downside risk. But from here, Bitcoin's not going to give you a 10x. You know that. But, I know it's sad, man. What do you want us to do, man? I'm going to keep lighting the candle, as I promised for you. It's multiple times a day. I light the candle, blow it out, light it up, blow it out. I'll light it for you again here. Proof of candle lighting multiple times a day. Like what alternative, man? We took the risk. That's it. No crying in the casino. Look at the upside, man. Look, friends, if this works out, let's play some angel music. If this works out, then like everyone's gonna look at you like, oh wow, what was your downside? You risked the whole bullet. What was your upside? 10, 20, 30 times. Hopefully 100, hopefully 1,000. I know I just, you know, it's embarrassing and shameful to even say 100x now, you know, or 1,000x, because you're just like, pfft. I know, man, I know. But look, I'll just be honest, friends. I know there's a lot of regret and shame everyone feels, but dude, if you give me, friends, I'm not joking, you give me this scenario 100 times, I take it every single time. I swing. You have to swing every time. Like I just told you. They literally, friends, literally the whole thesis of crypto was that every time there's a world crisis or semi-crisis or no crisis, they're going to keep printing money. That money printing led to Dogecoin 100 billion, led to Cardano 100 billion, okay? Like you can even go, friends, just, you know, I'll just even show it to you right now. This is Dow Jones as well going up, friends. You can see like Cardano's market cap. Look at this, 100 billion in 2021. Friends, look at XRP market cap. 100 billion in 2021. Look at it hit, friends. In 2021, XRP, friends, they were being sued by the SEC and it hit 90 billion, dude. They were sued by the SEC. Friends, XRP hit 200 billion, dude. Okay? Like, look at Doge as well. I know he's off by heart because I made so many videos on him. Look at Doge, friends. Doge hit 100 billion in 2021. No tech. BNB, of course, you're saying BNB's got a buy and burn and stuff like here, but look at it, friends. 100 billion in 2021. It went up to like 190 billion. Like, I know I'm looking at the ones that are the winner and they're stacked. I get it, you know. I'm not trying to put. There's no shade on these. You're just like, okay, if they're 100 billion, surely there's some value at something at 1.6 billion. But that's our risk, friends. Like, you know, in markets, look, I know markets are tough, but now we know. I know I made this video many years ago. After it's too late, we're buying call options on network effects growing. Call options insurance. Okay, and unfortunately with options, as time goes on, you decay. That's why every altcoin chart literally looks like this, friends. If you go look at altcoin charts, what do they look like? They go up and they go down. That's what over time you decay. But then if the call option hits, there's no liquidity and it reprices up. Okay, but this part is super painful. And you know what? That part of going down, it used to be 3 years. And yeah, it's very sad that now we are at 4.5 years for us, and we're still at this point. We're still at this point. I know. What can we do, bro? Like, I'm not selling and leaving. If you have any spare ammo, keep DCA buying. Everyone, I'm just like, Tommy, there's no way I'm going to put money into this piece of shit. I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you. I'm just telling you. Look, man, no regrets, man. Like, this is, frick, we got cursed. I just don't know what else to say, friends. Look, bro, how else do we explain a literal Black Swan 37 months? Bro, it's literally the worst in 140 years. The worst in 140 years. The central bank prints money, currency gets printed, and none of it made it to Main Street. None. Why? I'll tell you why. In a nutshell, the bonds are paying too high of a yield. That's another way of saying major loser power has got the economy too tight. Yeah. It's 4% interest rate. 4. The US government 10-year bonds giving 4%. Obviously, at this rate, all the banks are hoarding the bonds. They're hoarding the money. They print the currency. They get it. They're not sending it out to Main Street. There's no positive flywheel. It's too tight. So for every $1 million of scamming they do, they get $40,000 of income. They're not sending it out. Rates have to be lower. That's why we've got Kevin Hasset coming. The guy's literally got asset in his name. And he's on the Coinbase advisory board, okay? You notice, friends, so I'm speaking to you about PulseChain, Richard Hart, and FUD stuff here. I'm not here to defend the guy, friends. I'm reading some comments from, like, you know, Hex Maxis and stuff as well, saying, I'm reading a comment here, literally, a gentle, so I don't want to name names. He's saying Richard's a con man. He's abandoned the PulseChain core coins. I'm reading a lot of these comments saying, I'm moving on to another. He's saying Richard Hart's latest video basically says, whoops, I'm going to move on to another project. There's too much sell pressure in core coins. He could care less. This guy's an evil person. I'm not here to defend anyone, dude. I don't, okay? Look, man, I just think you're wrong. Your interpretation. Like, I'm telling you. Look, man, let me tell you where it comes from, okay? In Hex's first cycle, it had the first cycle unicorn effect, where every time Bitcoin and Ethereum went up a bit, Hex was smashing up because DeFi was in cycle 1 narrative and Hex was a DeFi coin. It was a new thing. It's like defying gravity. But now, what's PulseChain? It's a layer 1 chain. Alt layer 1, alternative to Ethereum. The market's seen this now. It's now in cycle 2. Hex is a DeFi project, store of value, etc. Better Bitcoin. It's cycle 2 now. People have seen it. PulseX is a DEX. Uniswap got released in 2020. We know what a DEX coin is. Yeah? You know what they are. Yeah, it's cool, but you know what they are now. You know how to price them. You know what liquidity is. You know the buy and burn. You know all these. All right? What about Inc? Green logos like PancakeSwap. Handed out. Future speculation. Needs just, business cycle, alt season, alt word stuff. Okay? You've seen this stuff before. Now, when you've seen this stuff before, don't focus on the downside, man. Because the downside is you're like, damn it, I need all of the rest of the crypto industry to go up before we go up. Yeah, but here's the thing. You have higher confirmation that these have value. All right? You have higher confirmation that in the future, if Ethereum's up a certain price and Uniswap's up a certain price and Solana's DEXs are up a certain price, the market will price PulseX higher as PulseChain rises. It's not going to be left out. Do you see? So there's a cost and there's a there's an upside and downside to this. Like I said, the downside is you got to wait for everything else. And yeah, it's 4.5 years now when everybody else only had to wait 3 years in previous cycle. Okay, man, it's tough shit for us. What do we do? Like literally, what do we do? Can't fast forward time. We don't have that non-human intelligence Nordic time machine capsule yet. If you guys know a dealer, maybe send like 4 bottles of Xannies for me. I'll just go on a freaking... I'll just, go unconscious for about... I was going to say 3 months. Is 3 months even enough? How about 3 years? Maybe just teleport 3 years. Look at the example I've got to give for you. Let's just take a copious amount of drugs and pass out for 3 years. That maybe will put us on side. Do you see what I mean? Like, that's the only alternative. Fast forward time. You can't do that, okay? And remember, the upside is you don't get forgotten. It's not like a random coin that just has no actual use case. Like, think about like a random Facebook competitor social finance coin. Okay? Or look at like Rollbit. Like, oh, you're a casino themed coin. No one cares about it. Okay? Pros and cons for these friends. Look, I'm not here to defend anyone or do anything. I don't think he's left. It's just the things are done. You can't do anything. It's up. Like, when Main Street is ready to speculate on the future, PMI is printing higher at the same time. Okay? It doesn't lead. PMI doesn't lead. The price leads. People lead. When people lead, PMI is rising. It's trailing up behind it. Okay? It's trailing and trailing. Like DeFi season, friends. Let me show you right here. When PMI hit 52. Here, it was actually 55. When PMI hit 55, here we're at the top of DeFi season 2020. Okay, so and look, there's just we could look at anything. You could look at all the ratios in the world, friends, as well. Racist Russell 2000. This is the ratio between the Racist Russell and the S&P 500. In the bull market years, look what happens, friends. In the bull market year, the Racist Russell will do a like 6 to 10% move up against the S&P. Okay, so if you go to 2017, like around from here to the top, about 6 to 10%. This one was huge. If you go to December 2021, look at this. It went up 17%. So that's huge in stock market terms, right? The S&P does 8% per year. So the Russell 2000 prices in an extra full year of returns on top of the S&P. Look where it is right now. It has not had its kick up. You never know, man. What might happen next year is maybe this thing goes up. Let's just do like, a massive, let's say it goes like 15% up here. Maybe it does do this, pop. And maybe that's what it does here. But we haven't had that kick up at all. That's remember, there's 2,000 companies in Racist Russell 2000. 1,000 don't even make any money. So as it's going up, Ethereum's going up. It's a precursor to altcoins, okay? So, yeah, I know prices suck. But you got to think, like, friends, it's just like Elon Musk, dude. Like, if you're in Tesla and things are going a bit in autopilot and he can't control market stuff anymore, is Elon abandoning Tesla when he's working on SpaceX? When he's doing other stuff? No. Look, maybe he is. I don't know. I don't know, okay? Only they know. But I don't interpret that as... it doesn't worry me. It doesn't worry me, okay? You want to know when I'd be shit scared? If PMI is printing 58 and we're making new all-time lows and all the hundreds of millions of people coming in and buying crypto with money don't want to touch any of the things you and I own. then we're like, oh crap, we messed up big time. All of the stuff we have has zero product market fit. We totally read the industry wrong. But you know, if we have that problem, everyone's got that problem. You know? That would actually make us nervous. That's why right now it is what it is. Because I see it as build out more infrastructure, prove X. Also, friends, I want to leave, look, I'll just leave you with some secret stuff, okay? PulseChain, pDAI, NineIronCapital has left pDAI. If you remember, I had this prophecy. I don't have the script. I have this prophecy that he would leave and he would part ways as the final boss. All right? So this was his post. Hi, friend. Everything's great. I've moved on to other things. pDAI is in good hands. I will update if I see something worth noting. As soon as I read that, there's no one else telling me. I saw that. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's Satoshi's quote. Satoshi. I've moved on to other things. It's in good hands with Gavin and everyone. pDAI, NineIronCapital. You want to know what's weird? After he posted that message, exactly 2 hours later, Richard Hart uploaded a new video by surprise. Very interesting. Coincidence? Coincidence number 558. Some say 555. It's a direct quote from Satoshi, the Bitcoin founder, okay? You want to know something weirder? So it's the final day of the ProveX sacrifice, and it's before the points start changing. Plus, we're now 4 days away from Railgun being deployed on LibertySwap. Railgun is the privacy technology. It's another layer 2. I think it works like by using a layer. It allows privacy. People can come and actually move and talk to communicate with PulseChain infrastructure, and you have privacy. You're like ready for the adoption wave. Yeah, just because you're ready for the adoption wave doesn't mean the adoption wave comes. Like if you open up your store inside a shopping center, you and I, let's say we're selling literally sandwiches, souvlaki with Uncle Bobby Lucas's, he's a store manager. You and I are serving gyros and souvlaki, and we're also serving cold orange juice, of course. Just because we got the store open doesn't mean people are going to buy from you. You got to wait for the shopping center to open. Yeah. Well, the store, we got everything working here. We still need people. People's footprint, you know when they're coming in, man. You know. So, friends, we're not going to watch the PMI come up and then people come in. You're just going to start see people join crypto. And we're like, where are these people coming from? And I'll be telling you the PMI should be printing higher when it comes out in 3 weeks. We can already see people coming in. Okay. Price moves first, narrative and data follows later. So weird timing, right? This all happens just 4 days before Railgun is about to launch on LibertySwap. In a nutshell, friends, I know times are dire, so, you know, maybe I'll drop some crumbs of friendship for you. This allows someone, when the time is right, the bags pump and no one knows where it's coming from because it's all hidden. That's one positive interpretation. So remember, friends, there's all these altcoins. Every altcoin community, friends, you know, they all have their own narratives. It's all the same. Every price is down. XRP, Corridanzo, everyone else, friends. It's all, everybody, go check out Corridanzo. Everybody's saying, Charles is not adopting for DeFi. We don't have a proper stable coin. Where's the transactions? Where's this? Where's that? Ethereum have their own. They're like, oh, we've got to raise the blobs and the blockchain and the speed and everything's not working and it looks so bad. Tom Lee bought 3% of supply and we're still down. Every community has its own story that everyone thinks is unique. No one's unique, dude. We're all correlated. That's it. We're all correlated. Everyone's, you're pointing the blame. Friends, this is it, dude. It's cannibalization. Crypto, we're built by the people for the people. We are not the government. We are not insiders. We don't have access to the money printer. We believe that when the money printer turns on and people are feeling confident and major loser power gets the rates down and people have more money over time, we believe that they will think crypto's cool and they want to park their money there and it's a better system. We believe that. To believe in something, right? Because that's what happened in the past. So, yeah. If you want to click sell and leave, click sell and leave. I'm not going anyway, but whatever, dude. It's just, I know, man. It's five years, man. It's just, how much longer, man? Everyone's saying it's going to get worse next year. Whatever, bro. Bring it. Bring it. Like, subscribe, belly button, and I'll catch you in the next one.